Coffee Chase in Kumasi. Coffee, you're welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Coffee.
Good morning and greetings to your viewers and everybody. I'm Kofi J. calling from Kumasi. I just wanted to comment on corruption. I hope it's part of your discussion this morning.
Anything on your mind, indeed. In this segment, you get to tell us what is bothering you.
Okay. Having traveled around the world, I think we need, as a black people, like as a black community, we need to do more to curb corruption. We are all pissed off hearing supposed allegedly Donald Trump's comment about the back rate. But look around. We've been isolated. Everywhere you go, whether they say it to you in your face or not, even in China, nobody likes the black people because they think that we are burden. We go and borrow all this money, come and share it, and misuse them. And every day we go and beg. How long are we going to be beggars? I mean, it really breaks my heart that we can't really, it's not hard. This is not rocket science. It's not rocket science, but we just isolate the issue, always play the victim card. But here we are being mocked at. Anywhere you go, as a black person, you are isolated. So it's something that I really want to voice out, and it's really concern for me, and I hope that it is a concern for the rest of the nation, and we can all curb this corruption once and for all, irrespective of our party differences.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Kofi, thank you so much for that phone call.
You're welcome.
So, yes, for you, once we're able to deal with the issue of corruption, we can stop going around begging. I was listening into a conversation on another platform last night on Ghana Beyond Aid, and everyone, talks about how we need to do more. We need to start from somewhere, and I keep asking myself, where is that somewhere? Where? No one seems to be able to say exactly what it is that we should do.
You should just listen to the guys at Nike. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it and stop talking. Just do it and stop talking. Finish.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still open at 701. After the segment, we'll pick at least 2-3 maximum of those top big stories and dovetail a bit more into it. But we have another caller.
Yes, indeed. Atu Kwamna Dazi, good morning.
My boss, congrats. May God bless you. I thought Andy Dace was going to speak to me, so I was going to mount some protest. But you are the one speaking to me, no problem. May God bless you very well. They are great for me.
I thought this is so not nice.
No.
Listen, you can take it over. Make him happy. Make him happy.
To speak to my boss, please.
Make his day.
He wants to talk to you because you won't rush him off, off the line.
Mother, please. Please, as I'm going to proceed, may God bless you very well for what you are doing. Tomorrow, concern drivers association and concern communicators of NDC and drivers association, we are going for demonstration because the increment of fuel that is going up, and this came out and this came so that they come to reduce this part. But right now, we can see that they've not done it. So they said they wanted to go and demonstrate against the government so that it can do something about it for us. But about this president, they got lies to come and bring power from us, and now they are continuing doing it. The thing is, if you are in government right now and wanted to tell us something, tell us that I've done this. Stop telling us we are going to do this as if we are still in opposition. Which we don't like it because what you told us when you were in opposition, rather when you came, even back one poll. Always when you wanted to do some free speeches, you know that the easy that they're going to say when JDM was in power and they said they're going to do private partnership. They said no, they don't understand. But right now, look at the same thing that you are going to do.
Okay.
So the thing that JDM is doing, you say it's not good. Now you are doing the same thing. But I'm God bless you, giving for more time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Mr. didn't come in.
Hey, actually didn't get a lot of
Look, there's a safety tip here in today's Daily Heritage. Stop fueling your vehicle while the engine is on, says a safety expert, director of PB Protection Center, Mr. Philip Nana Asante, is lashing out at drivers who do that. It will minimize the risk of a fire if you put your engine off and then fill up. And then inside today's Daily Graphic, there's a list of 181 approved private security firms. So go through the graphic, look for that list and see whether the firms that work with you are in good standing. Private security, there's 181 of them in this country.
Yeah.
100, and if each of them employs even
I mean, we're not at least their
100,
numbers
even 100, that's a
more
lot
than
of,
the police force.
that's a lot of people, you know. That's a lot of people. So it's in the graphic, 181 in good standing.
Okay, well, Alhaji, are you there?
I'm there.
Ah, good to hear
Good
your
morning.
voice. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Great. The Lord has been good.
Mr. Kapi, how's the morning?
The morning is great. I'm happy.
That's good. Yeah, this is Alhaji Kamel on the line from Tamale.
Great.
Yeah. Mr. Kapi, we have a problem about our route leaving Kachariga Airport emergency route. The route has been awarded to a contractor. That was 2015. The contractor put his shambles and even started to face demarcations. After changing of the government, up to now, the route, even car cannot pass on that route. And it's an emergency route to the airport. The Kachariga Wayamba route to the airport. Now the route, the car can be even pass there. Right now, there are villages over there. If someone falls sick, they can't get a car to convey that person to Tamale Hospital. So we are appealing to the authorities. They should try much as they can to help us. That is all the people that area are coughing because it's anti-route. Sometimes if the wind even started, all the dusty roads will go to people's house. So we are pleading.
Okay.
We are pleading to the authorities. They should try to do something and help the people.
Alhaji, the road again.
Kachariga emergency route to the airport.
To the airport. Okay. Well, I'm sure the authorities are listening, but GH1 News...
Kachariga emergency route to the Tamale International Airport.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sure the newsroom would want to pick this one up as well. So thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
It's a good lead.
Yes.
Yeah, a good lead that we can follow on.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, in about 3 minutes we wrap it up. We still want to hear a lot more from you. Congratulations to the Honorable Ras Mubarak, by the way, and his new wife.
Yep. I read somewhere online comments from Bishop Dag Hayward Mills to the effect that marrying one wife is very difficult. And I saw it on one of my platforms. And the people were saying, well, the man is not telling us anything new. Marrying one wife is difficult, isn't it?
How difficult? I mean, I would have loved to...
I will share the thing with you and you can make your comments later.
Okay. Right.
Go to Tamale for me, please.
I should go to Tamale for you. Yo, I'm on flight, GHToday, all the way to Tamale. Who do I have on the line? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
This is Ibrahim calling from Tamale.
Ibra.
Okay, so we're back to Tamale. What's on your mind?
Yeah, back to Tamale. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Kafi.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Tamale. I just want to make a point on the unemployment in the country. In fact, it's very, very embarrassing, and then how am I going to put it? We are just appealing to government or the authority concerned to look into the matter of unemployment. It is very, very chaos in Tamale. That's what is just leading to these problems that we are facing currently. There are a lot of armed robbery within the Tamale metropolis. You'll be in your house and then the following night, somebody will come and knock at your door. If you mistakenly open, you are in trouble. Currently, we are recording a high rate of armed robbery in Tamale, we were not experiencing that. So we are appealing to the authority concerned to look into the matter on unemployment. If the youth are engaged into employment, they won't have time to be going around or doing unnecessary armed robbery. They won't be into armed robbery. So we are appealing
All right.
to the authorities to do something on unemployment rate in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling.
Madam, what your name again?
Beiswa. I know if Beiswa is so difficult to pronounce.
I like your hairstyle.
Oh, thank you. I feel like a 12-year-old.
You're a charmer, man. You're a charmer. You get vibe this early morning.
I feel like a 12-year-old, actually.
He loves your hairstyle, man.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, you're practicing your vibes on my co-presenter.
Ibrahim, that's so sweet. Thank you. He hasn't said anything to me this morning, so he's jealous. Yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, on the issue of unemployment, though, I mean, Thursday when the president goes to Parliament to tell us exactly, you know, the state of the nation, let's see exactly what he says concerning unemployment situation in Ghana. We don't know if, apart from the agric ministry numbers, job creation numbers, we're going to get a bit more from the other sectors. We want to make sure that at least we're making some strides, you know, because then it's undoubtedly the biggest issue. And when people are employed and they can make ends meet.
You see now, how you go do them. Last caller this morning is, I believe, Inusa.
Inusa, yeah.
Inusa, greetings. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Bunkrugu.
Bunkrugu?
Yes.
Is it Bunkrugu yo-yo or just Bunkrugu?
It's Bunkrugu.
Bunkrugu, all right. Go ahead, man. What's on your mind?
First, my first issue has to go to the Agric Minister.
Okay.
I would love you to host him and ask him, did he say they employ or they created jobs? What? You know, creating jobs and employing 7,400.
745,000. 745,000.
Yes, 745,000. They are two different things altogether.
For real, eh?
Yeah.
What's the difference between creating and employing?
Come again.
What is the difference between creating jobs and employing people?
Yes. You when you create the number, I'm looking at the figures. If they created 7,445,000, at least those people they must have employed should be more than that.
So you need some clarification on the jobs. You need some clarification.
If he's not able to employ at least 2 or 3. So assuming we multiply 2 by, I'm just presuming that, or assuming that it's at least each job is employing 2 or 3. Then you multiply by the figure, how much will you be getting? What he said is no different from what Abrakwa said in the year 2010. They are similar things. They like to lie. Teachers are dishonest people.
We will sit him down and ask him the tough questions. We will ask him the questions. We'll ask him the questions when we get him.
I'll be happy if you can host him and ask him those 2 questions.
Okay.
It's very important.
I hear you, Inusa.
We are faced with the kind of behavior they are putting. They only come and say they are coming to save our they end up stealing our money.
All right, Inusa, thank you so much. We will pose those questions. So for those of you who are wondering where the figures are coming from, so the minister said farmers cultivated X amount of extra acreage, and each farmer will employ 2 hands per that number of acreage. So when you divide 745 by 2, you get the extra amount of acreage that was cultivated, and so that results in the creation of those extra jobs. So we will do that for you and get back to you on that. Let's go to, we're done, by the way. So
we're done, yeah.
The next time you have to call us is tomorrow.
More country.
Okay.
Country.
I know Beiswa is reaching for that special drink that will refresh her every morning, every afternoon, every evening. It's the special soft drinks. So there's malt, there's apple, there's strawberry, there's the energy, and they go down very well for all times. You know, all times. If you're angry with your boss, drink some. You know, if you're happy with life, drink some. You know. And if you have a coat of many colors, drink some. For bulk purchases, call 0266 322 321. Breakfast review is next, and then ahead of that will be our conversation on Safer Internet Day, which is today. So you stay with us. Don't go anywhere. And talking of coats of many colors, here comes Dolly.
And I recall a box of red.
We are different people, but we are all connected by blood. When you save a life, you save an entire generation, including yourself. Be the reason why life continues. Donate blood on the 14th of February 2018 from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Save a life, brighten lives.
Spaghetti, specially made for great people.
It's so big. What is your mom been feeding with?
It's Mommy Special.
Mommy Special?
3 minutes on fire pack. Feeling here good. When the beer, want to see great taste.
You know how they say the way to a man's heart is through the stomach, but the new way to my husband's heart is over spaghetti.
Papa, tasting you good. I've been pomade and in the ramen to the before. All right.
Oba spaghetti is good for children and adults as well.
Oba spaghetti.
The season of love is here again.
Join Reverend Dr. Kojo Boateng Bempa and Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God
for a very special Valentine's Day program dubbed
One Night with Love, featuring the Swag City, Too Fresh for God,
Truth, Commit, Supreme, Okokobioko,
Issue the Poet, Eugene the Comedian, and many others.
This will be happening live on 14th February 2018 at the Kasapa FM car park at Dabraka
at 6:30 p.m. prompt. Dress code is red and white.
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Reverend Kojo Boateng Bempa
or Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God, or call us on 0244-833-893 for more information. Guess what? It's One Night with Love. Come, let's chillax in the presence of God.
It's your day. God has made a way.
Jamie, therefore, ma yawo hui brings you. Na fe mu so mo kwan. Say the therefore say no.
What are Roma? Manento nana say. Insure them the more hana okra ye ba no. Ye di ensure ba.
Ah! Adai. Say waba efie. Ah, wa say yen ma mu nsuo nom no. Wo so di nsuo ba. Any say.
Nana eti amra.
O therefore,
o therefore, yesre wo. Nsuo we ke. Eye ahemfo nsuo a ye di afa mfidie mu. Asone so. Aye ne kroji. A Free Kingdom Beverages Limited. King's Drinking Water.
Bye ma. Nsuo na de.
Edampa.
King's Drinking Water. Anya na King's Drinking Water.
Ahifusio de.
We are different people, but we are all connected by blood. When you save a life, you save an entire generation, including yourself. Be the reason why life continues. Donate blood on the 14th of February 2018 from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Save a life, brighten lives.
The quest for quick money lands many young men in trouble, with spirits hunting them.
Since the day I brought that pot home, I don't feel free. People are hunting you. First will be a human being, second will be a different person. After the line, you see fire burning. I can sit down like this, see the things roll in my face.
Others get duped along the way by people parading as spiritualists with the powers to double money and help them get rich.
He told me to give him 1,500, but he will help me to get triple or repo it. I told him I'm okay with that.
The real psychics and spiritualists, however, believe greedy people are those that get duped because no one can be rich overnight.
Our people are greedy. If you are not greedy, no one is going to get you. If I can make you rich, why won't I make myself rich?
Join me, Alice Aite, on Tuesday, 6th February 2018, as I bring you the full report on the work of spiritualists and psychics and young people's quest for quick money as the Traditional Medicine Practice Council bans money doubling. GH1 News. News you can trust.
Right, 7:23. We have more coming up. We have a hard talk conversation where we're looking at safe use of the internet. That's the biggest conversation. So ahead of that, keep sending all of those, contributions to all our social media platforms. And yes, if indeed you want to be energized this morning and feel so refreshed, it's all about the special, drinks. So we have the malts with all of those different flavors, vanilla, strawberry, you name it. And then, of course, the special energy drink that, keeps me doing what I get to do best on morning TV just because of you. So, yeah, we'll keep on sharing with you all of those, phone numbers so you can as well get to enjoy or sharing the experience. My guests, I haven't introduced them, but already they're enjoying their drinks. So let me just say a very warm welcome to Andrew Japamesa, who is Member of Parliament for Sekondi, and Abraham Maleba. Abraham,
yes.
Is this your first time tasting
for the year?
No, this one, the drink. Have you tried it before?
I guess I've tried other brands, but
yeah, no, I mean this is different. Trust me.
Yes. So let me just take it.
So take it. All right. While at that, let me begin with Ejapa. Ejapa. So the other General has been. I mean, he's like on a roll. He says, "Look, give me the teeth to bite. Allow me to prosecute all of the people who are looting state monies." And we've heard this like time without number. Is it about time?
Well, good morning to my very good friend Abraham, and to our cherished viewers this morning. I guess that the appropriate authority, in this case, the Attorney General, who is mandated under the Constitution in Article 88 to, as it were, exercise the powers of prosecution and, in appropriate cases, delegate those powers to some agencies to prosecute specific offenses for and on behalf of the Attorney General. Will consider it and take the decision as is required. I know that some agencies have the power to prosecute SNIT, Ghana Revenue, I believe. And so if the Auditor General is requesting for the AG's fiat to enable him effect prosecutions in respect of the public accounts that he is mandated by law to prepare annually, then I guess that is a call in the right direction. Unfortunately, I'm not the Attorney General who is clothed with the power to make the decision. I think that she will consider it in good faith. And if she is minded to grant the Auditor General the powers so to do, to enable him execute his mandate fully and to a large extent for the benefit of the people of Ghana, then I guess that she will consider it and exercise her power in a manner that she deems appropriate. But if you ask me, I think that since I heard the news yesterday, I've been trying to search through my mind and determine whether granting the Auditor General powers of prosecution would necessarily create some duplicity, and I think that that is not likely to occur. So it is something that they, because of course it relates specifically to findings that he makes during his audit, And so I don't think that...
Some 5.4
absolutely.
Ghana city, yes.
And that is huge.
He surcharged defaulters. I mean, do you think that he deserves the prosecutorial powers that he's requesting?
Well, to the extent that it will enable him, as it were, carry out his functions effectively, I think it is worth considering.
Okay.
But his findings are pretty interesting. And he goes to tell you clearly that the claims that were made by the Akufo-Addo government was not in vain. These claims of outstanding obligations that were disclosed, subjecting them to critical scrutiny, has clearly indicated that some untoward acts were intended to be perpetrated on the people of Ghana. And so I think we all should commend the Attorney General. And in fact, the Finance Minister who requested him to carry out this exercise in the first place. Because if the Finance Minister had just said that, well, these are claims that have been submitted and that go ahead and pay, the people of Ghana would have been saddled with a loss of 5.7 billion.
But I mean, to be fair to the Auditor General, I think that he's been, if you like, the most active Auditor General in
I agree. I mean, in terms of auditing public accounts and following the Occupy Ghana case, that the court made a clear pronouncement on his usage of the surcharge and what's the other one? Powers. I mean, clearly he's gone ahead to surcharge people in respect of some defaulters. And so, but relative to this particular inquiry and the findings that he's made, it was clearly at the instance of the Finance Minister, because these were not some claims that had already been paid for which audits were carried out. These were fresh claims that the former government had left or claimed to owe service providers. And after critical scrutiny, the public purse has clearly been protected. And, of course, I expect in all cases that some people may not necessarily be satisfied with the outcome of the Attorney General, Auditor General's findings, and may resort to some forum to seek redress. But then again, audit process is not just conducted in vacuum. People are given opportunity to respond with some preliminary findings.
Indeed.
And when they do respond and their responses are not satisfactory, then these conclusive statements can be made. So kudos to the Auditor General and
the team,
the Honorable Finance Minister and his team.
That team.
Necessarily,
and kudos to
by inference,
the previous government for appointing this man.
Well, yeah, they can take credit for it, which is fine. And,
well, Abraham says no, Abraham.
And that's what it is.
I didn't want you to go that way because
you saw it coming, right?
That was where I was going to start my submission. I remember when this man was appointed. Hypocrites in this country lambasted former President Mahama and said he was appointing somebody to come and cover up. The same people today are on social media praising to the high heavens this appointment. I say Mahama's God is watching them. See, you know this report is about 2016. I have no problem with the report. Anybody who has a problem can go to court and challenge it. But when 2017 comes, when 2017 report comes, these same people who are praising the Auditor General must have the tenacity to also praise the Auditor General for exposing rot in 2017.
Well, we're all witnesses.
Now, if you look at the kind of rot or the kind of allegations emerging from the Auditor General's report, clearly it is about public servants, civil servants who are not doing their jobs well, and we are beginning to see these things coming up. No minister is a spending officer, even today with the current minister. No minister is a spending officer. In fact, the chief director, who is a spending officer in every ministry. So if you then say that the road that is coming out now is an attribution to what Nana Akufo-Addo said, that the Mahama administration is rotten, I say, hold it there. I hope this same statement will be made when 2017 comes out. Because come to think of it, we are being told that some contractors are making double claims or requesting for double payment. Is that not fraud? Is that not an attempt to defraud the state by false pretenses? And so, what would the government do? Won't you arrest a contractor? How does that connect to a minister who has left office? Indeed, these same contractors who were paid under the administration of the Mahama administration, are the same people who are going back to make claims upon this government. And yesterday, the ranking member for finance, Ato Forson, made a very brilliant submission. Apart from the ministers who have been taken off from the ministry, the three of them who have been taken off from the ministry, the public servants who paid those contractors under the NDC are the same public servants who are still there. So why is it that if you pay the contractor and he has come back to make fresh claims, you attempt to pay him?
But it appears that there's some, attempt on the part of some public officials to just rip the state off.
Exactly. So it has nothing to do with politicians. And so
should the Attorney General be interested in such matters?
Oh, Attorney General has always been interested. Under the law, is Attorney General, and this is criminal. I told you that it's fraud by false pretenses. And the Attorney General is seized with the capacity to prosecute offenses such as that. Now the Auditor General asking for prosecutorial powers. He already has, or he has been empowered by law. That is a civil aspect, to say charge and do those things that he's doing.
Yeah.
Why is he asking for prosecutorial powers? I must know why. Is it that the Attorney General says he can't do the work? I want to know why. Is it that Attorney General says that he's saddled with a lot of work and that he cannot add this one to his work? So I want to know why the Auditor General is asking for prosecutorial powers. If not, it's a straightforward crime. Those who are making double claims for the same work done are engaged in a criminal act. Attorney General, you know them, prosecute them. But if you don't do that, and you are attaching liability to politicians who have left the office, I find this as very extraneous. It's a difficult one for me to accept, because I have told you that the ministers are not the spending officers in our ministries. So the public servants who have agreed to pay the contractors, including the contractors themselves, who know they have been paid and they are making a second claim on the government, should be arrested and prosecuted. That's what law is about.
All right, well, I believe that indeed for these persons who've entered into all of these false claims, the Attorney General should be looking at, engaging them, and then we should see some prosecutions happen. Could that be the reason why? Could that be the reason why that the Auditor General is requesting, for these powers?
Well, I don't think that would necessarily be the reason. Of course, I mean, if the Auditor General concludes his work, he's essentially presenting a docket of his investigations and findings to the Attorney General to commence prosecution. And so that is what prevails as we speak. Safe to say that maybe he thinks that, well, if the Attorney General can delegate some of these powers to my office to enable me prosecute when I conclude with my investigations, that is something that is worth considering.
But will this request not be contradicting the functions of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, for instance?
You see, not necessarily. And my friend here, I think, is confusing the issues. This is not the Auditor General's report of public accounts for the year 2016. This is a special exercise that was conducted to investigate claims that had been certified for payment by the exiting government to the incoming government, that these obligations that initially was said to be 7 billion, that ultimately ended up to be 11 billion. Those figures was subjected to some forensic examination, if you like. And so the public accounts that is required to be submitted to Parliament on an annual basis is not what was put out yesterday or in the past week. So yes, the constitutional imperative for the Auditor General to present his annual report of public accounts to Parliament will still remain. But if parliamentary scrutiny is done, there still ought to be prosecution that still ought to be carried out. And he is asking that those prosecutorial powers, rather than being with the Attorney General, should rather be given to him to enable him prosecute those offenses. But you see,
he actually says that this is just to allow them carry out their fight against financial malfeasance, from surcharging the culprits to prosecuting them and recovering the funds. Auditor General told the media at a press conference that Ghanaians would see the service in action if it received a fiat from the Attorney General, given it the legal backing to prosecute offenders, just as the Ghana Police Service and other institutions. I mean,
Absolutely.
since we're all talking about protecting the public purse, and this is what they seek to do.
Is the AG saying that she's not capable of doing that? That's my question.
But the AG hasn't
It
said,
doesn't say.
It doesn't say that. So
he
it
has
is the
requested.
a request.
Yes.
That's
so
why I said that the AG, who is clothed with the power, would have to make a decision whether to grant some of those powers to the Auditor General to enable him carry out prosecution, or to decline his request and carry out the prosecutions herself.
You see, there must be compelling reason. For the police, why they are prosecuting is because they are overwhelmed with petty crimes. So they've divided their crimes into two. The second-degree felony, first-degree felony for the Attorney General, then petty crimes, the misdemeanor, road traffic, jumping off, and then they will give them
the same with the amount of money that are going into individual pockets?
And I'm saying that the Attorney General came to that conclusion, and that's why let me say the department, not a woman, not a man, hive that responsibility to the police. So there must be a compelling reason. Is the Attorney General not already prosecuting people who are engaged in such acts? If not, why is the Attorney General not doing it? Then we'll move from there. That's my point.
Okay, let me allow
But of course, SNIT has powers to prosecute for offenses against the social security, people who default social security. So, and that power was clearly derived from the Attorney General giving them the authorization to do so. You see, Abraham made a point earlier that when the gentleman was appointed, hypocrites in this country raised a lot of issue.
Well, if dry bones are mentioned, all ladies become uneasy.
You see,
are you a hypocrite?
You see,
are you?
As if to say that nobody should have. No, it's important. No, this is important. That nobody should have questioned the appointment of the gentleman.
Uneasy lies ahead.
We all live in this country, and we know the circumstances under which the gentleman was appointed.
What circumstances?
Abraham, I think
you
that,
guys had lost an election.
The platform.
You had lost an election. You were on your way out of government, and you proceeded to appoint somebody to fill a position that essentially is constitutionally protected. And you're saying people shouldn't have questioned your motive behind that appointment at the time that you had lost an election and were clearly on your way out.
But it turned out to be a good appointment.
I don't have a problem with how it has turned out to be, but people were legitimately entitled to question the appointment at the time that it was made. The man has been left in office. Has anybody touched him?
You can't.
So what's your problem?
You can't even
so
touch
how
him.
does that make people who criticize the timing of his appointment to be hypocrites.
But see,
I fail to see it.
Beswa, you see, he's a lawyer. Beswa, one small point, just small. He's a lawyer. He should not be speaking like those who are not lawyers. Which law? Point that law out to me. That says that if a president loses an election, he's not entitled to make appointment. Tell me. Tell me.
We know there's no law, but you know.
But we are a country of laws. We are ruled by law. No. Beswa. We are ruled by law. We are not ruled by men.
Well, I'm not a politician.
We are ruled by law, not ruled by men. I want him to point out to a law. Don't be talking like those who are not lawyers. Don't be speaking like that.
So nobody can question the motive because.
Is it lawful or not? My brother, the lawyer. Is it lawful or not?
Did anybody question
is it lawful or not?
Authority.
Is it lawful or not?
The power of the president
or not?
Arrested over stinking
so that's all that matters.
So
you go about engaging in illegalities, appointing ministers, deputy ministers to take over when you are not within the law.
So we are discussing other matters. Thank you. So Mr. Chumbwafo, he's been arrested, according to the Daily Guide newspaper, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, yesterday picked him up, and he happens to be immediate past executive secretary of the Ghana Free Zones Board under the erstwhile Mahama-led administration, and he was picked up for questioning over some deals. So a source told the Daily Guide that Mr. Chumbwafo went to the head office of EOCO in Accra and was subjected to questioning until about 5 p.m. Before being released on bail, but his passport was reportedly seized by the anti-graft body. He was said as well to have honored the Yoko invitation in the company of his lawyer, and was asked to write a statement, which he did. It is unclear, though, what sent him there, but the source said it had to do with forensic audit report on the Free Zones Board, and the Yoko has been brought in to investigate those who might be culpable for any wrongdoing. All right, so there is more. You can grab yourselves copies of the paper and read more, but I think his passport has been seized, and as lawyers, educators, does EOCO not need a court, order before they can, seize someone's passport? Is it legal, the action that took place?
Yeah, I think so, and I say so because, you see, when you are granted bail, and investigative bodies have the power to grant you bail, pending investigation, completion of investigations, and when that happens, they give you terms for the bail, and that possibly includes the forfeiture or confiscation of your travel documents to, as it were, prevent you from escaping the jurisdiction or from lawful investigation. The issue of where people have to be taken to court before orders of court are made clearly is when they intend to keep you in custody beyond a certain time frame. Then, of course, they are required under the Constitution to send you to court within 48 hours to enable the court to make an order whether to keep you or to allow you to go, subject to the issuance of some conditions. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with an investigative body granting bail to persons under conditions which may include the seizure of their passports, as clearly from the story has happened in the case of Mr. Chumbwafo. Of course, we all do not know the details. I'm not aware of the details and the circumstances surrounding his arrest.
Some forensic audit reports, we still do not have the full details, but I'm looking at the work of the Yoko and all of these investigative bodies, and how that it's been a year already. Yoko has been investigating past officials. We're yet to see one prosecution or indictment. Are they not just wasting their time? Really?
Well, I don't think so at all. I am certain in my mind that there has been wrongdoing in several institutions of state, and people ought to be held accountable for their actions. You can have various focus in terms of how you deal with issues that you are confronted with, and I'm excited that the focus clearly from the Akufo-Addo administration has been on, as it were, repairing the economy, the mess that our economy was subjected to, rather than focusing on the prosecution up front. But now that some relative stability has been attained, it is important that the focus shifts into holding people accountable. And several investigative bodies have, over the past year, been conducting investigations. And it's important that before you commence prosecution, you cross all your T's and dot all your I's before people are sent to court, just so that we don't have prosecutions that see a lot of failing. And so I think that the proper thing has been done. This gentleman, if he's done some wrongdoing, necessarily ought to face the music. And so it's
so officials
opportune.
who
In any
have
event, yes. In any event, there's no expiry.
Both past and present who have been
Sure.
engaged in some form of wrongdoing.
Absolutely.
Should be worried.
Of course, everybody who is in public office should be worried.
Okay.
That His Excellency the President's commitment to fight the canker of corruption is on course, and so it's not wavering at all. And so those persons who have occupied public offices in the past necessarily ought to be held accountable for their tenure. Persons who are serving now ought to know that during this government itself, people will be held accountable. And in the unlikely event that we leave government, of course, whoever comes is going to hold whoever has held public office accountable. I don't see that as witch hunting at all.
Okay.
It is a necessary condition of the kind of job that you get yourself into.
Right.
In any event, whatever delays that people may want to attribute to the past government, I will not buy it, because clearly there is no expiration to crime, and those who have flouted the law would, at any time that the present government deems appropriate to prosecute, will go ahead after thorough investigations have been conducted to prosecute them.
Abraham,
is it not strange
you have
that
the floor.
Is it not strange that people who were in opposition and said that there was corruption are now in government and saying that they need time to investigate and come to the conclusion that corruption has actually taken place? He sits here and says that the Malays that were left behind, they were committed to fixing the Malays. That's why they have kept long in prosecuting people. I tell him that the teeming unemployed youth are still crying for jobs. Where are the jobs? I am saying that the drivers who thought that when the MPP comes to power, fuel prices will reduce, are crying, and they are asking that they are going for demonstrations. So if he sits here and then tickle himself and laugh, well, the people out there have a different story to tell him. Now the point is that just you notice that when you were talking, I kept quiet.
But I haven't tickled myself.
Now,
You are doing the tickling. I'm laughing.
The point is that he talks about prosecuting people for, what is his name? Chumbuafo. No, let me go back. You asked a very good question. You've asked a very good question. Your question was, can Yoko see somebody's passport without a court order? Good. I've come back to my senses. You asked this question because though you are not a lawyer, I'm sure you stumble upon some information.
That is why I said educators.
Exactly. And he has failed woefully. There's a court order. There's a Supreme Court order that says that you cannot confiscate or seize somebody's property without a court order. Because the passport that you have is part of the documents that will allow you to move about freely. There's freedom of movement. And so the Supreme Court said that it was wrong for a person's passport to be confiscated. And I'll supply in the case when I go back to the chambers. And so what Iyoko is actually doing is against the Supreme Court order, which says that you cannot confiscate somebody's property, passport without a court order. So I think that the lawyers of Chumbuafo will look at all these things and even go to court and ensure that his rights are vindicated. But there is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong if Chumbuafo is giving all the courtesies that he requires and is represented by a lawyer. The fact that you have been invited to the police, Yoko, doesn't mean obviously that you are guilty. You have your day in court, and I'm sure at the appropriate time, Chumbuafo's lawyers will be able to prove that he's done nothing wrong. But to make a blanket statement that you know that there have been wrongdoings, you sit on national television, and you cannot provide evidence that there's wrongdoing, is for me below the belt as a lawyer.
All right.
But
well,
you see,
so
a quick correction.
Another
Please,
question.
quick
though.
correction. No. Passports are the property of the government of Ghana, not individuals.
Who is saying there's a property?
I'm going to
cannot see somebody has made an order. Cannot see somebody's property, but the passport is not your property.
The property.
The passport is not your property.
So yes, the question I want to ask you though, that the functions
you know,
of the passport
when I say property, look, when I say property, it's a slip of tongue.
At what
It's a slip. I said not your property.
Either of these groups pop up to begin investigations into matters of this nature? So yes, I want to hear from you on this particular question. I mean, but for the one I would have loved for us to look at. Thank you, Abraham Amaliba. I would have loved for us to have looked at vehicles that are arriving at the presidency from Dubai. Presidential vehicles arriving from Dubai.